Going on to the first category. Now, moving on to the next category, community policing. The award goes to Andhra Pradesh Police for the initiative Cyber Mitra. This initiative is aimed at safeguarding women and children against cyber crimes. A WhatsApp number has been facilitated to receive the complaints from victims and resolve them. In addition, toll-free helpline numbers 112, 181, and Facebook page AP Police Women Safety Cyberspace have also been set up to register complaints. May I invite Ms. Deepika Patil, who is the Special Officer Disha, to come live and acknowledge the award.
I'm Deepika from Andhra Pradesh Police. Thank you so much for the award.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Well, in crime investigation and prosecution category itself, we have a special jury award which goes to Andhra Pradesh Police for the initiative Code Blaze. This initiative facilitates access to all the reports and analytics involved during the court trial through a single web page. Various kinds of reports like accused, witness, complaint, complaint particulars, acts and section-wise report, court-wise reports, public prosecutor-wise reports, etc., can be obtained at various stages of trial. This has helped the department in bringing more transparency and quick and decisive action in aligning the court proceedings. So may I request the representative of Andhra Pradesh Police to kindly acknowledge the award, in case Mr. P. Mahesh is there or any other representative. Sir, you're muted. We can't hear.
On behalf of AP Police, thank you, FICCI, for the award. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. And technology-driven initiatives implemented by different districts and teams under Andhra Pradesh Police. It was decided that the Special Jury Award for Smart Innovative Policing will be conferred to the Andhra Pradesh Police in appreciation of various initiatives taken for safety and security of citizens. They have taken many innovative initiatives in areas such as crime investigation and prosecution, emergency response, surveillance and monitoring, women's safety, etc. So may I request the Andhra Pradesh Police officials to kindly acknowledge. I believe the DGP has joined us and the entire team is there. May I request you to, sir, kindly acknowledge the award?
This is DGP Andhra, Gautam Sawang here. Thank you, Mr. Sumit, for this acknowledgement. It does inspire all of us to continue to try to participate in this digital transformation that is happening around the globe now, particularly post-COVID times. And bringing in this innovation and change within the police functioning, performance, and ultimately better delivery of police services to the citizens. So thank you very much for this acknowledgement. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for joining us today. Well, FICCI congratulates all the award-winning institutions and individuals who have actively participated in the process. We are confident that our cities will be safe and secure with many more such initiatives. We do hope that all these practices will inspire many other state police forces and CAPFs to replicate these best practices within their own jurisdiction. Well, what we have done is we have captured all these best practices in the compendium of FICCI compendium of best practices in of smart policing. May I request my colleague?
Gathering. Andhra Pradesh Police was selected this year for a special jury award for a number of initiatives which they have taken. I must congratulate Mr. Sawang for doing so much, encouraging his team and taking things forward in spite of the pandemic year. I would just like to introduce Gautam. He belongs to the 1986 batch of the IPS and was allocated to Andhra Pradesh cadre. And even after the separation of the state, he was allotted Andhra Pradesh. And he has won awards, several awards, a very meritorious officer, Police Medal for Meritorious Service, Police Medal for Gallantry, the DG's disc while he was posted in the CRPF, and the President's Police Medal for Distinguished Service. Gautam, I would like to congratulate you, seeing you after a long time. It's wonderful that you are heading your police force and encouraging the men under you, the women under you to come out with new techniques, new innovative practices. And we are very happy that the jury this time selected your state for the special jury award for the best practices. Uh, I must give credit to you and your police force that in spite of being a newly created state, having come from Jharkhand myself, I know how much trouble you have when a new state is created. And it's so difficult to make everything start working again. You all have done a wonderful job. Congratulations. And I would now request you, Gautam, to address the gathering here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. It's really a pleasure to see you after a very long time, as you said. I'm sure that you may trace back down the memory lane. I was a student when I joined the NPA. You were part of the faculty, ma'am. I must also thank the FICCI for acknowledging all those initiatives that has been made in the state of Andhra Pradesh, and particularly the jury members, Mr. G.K. Pillai. My homage to Mr. Prakash Singh as well, whom I got an opportunity to interact way back in 2003-04, when he headed a committee in Andhra Pradesh, the erstwhile Andhra Pradesh, primarily to look at the challenge of left-wing extremism. And Madam yourself, of course. Now, as regards the various best practices, when you talk about best practices, particularly in a smart policing context, I think we need to really look at from the change and innovation perspective, and that can come about only using technology. And in today's digital world, it's only using technology that we talk about bringing in change and transformation, and thereby work towards smart policing. Now, as was what was said earlier by Mr. Prakash Singh with regards to the changes, and then that is always brought about within the police. Normally, there's a tendency that there's always a question of a challenge of whether it is sustainable, whether it's able to get institutionalized. So that challenge always remains. And in terms of smart policing, in terms of even using technology, a transformation that we bring about also, frequently there is a tendency of using technology in a very isolated manner. And so it remains in a compartmentalized, isolated manner. So not in the way it should be, unless it is brought about in a cohesive, integrated manner. There will always be the question and the challenge of its sustainability. Now, if you ask me to talk about the best practices in the state of Andhra Pradesh, we have brought in a lot of technological innovations towards making the police more efficient, to make the police more transparent, more accountable, eventually towards a better delivery of services. Now, but however, I would like to choose to show how, in a very integrated and cohesive manner, if we go about bringing in change, only then we can create an impact, a larger impact. Now, I would like to draw from this the best practice which was given to Andhra under the category of smart police station. That is the Disha police station. Now, actually, Disha is not only a police station, but there is a program called Disha in the state of Andhra Pradesh. And under this Disha initiative, it is a wholesome, holistic initiative towards essentially women's safety and women's security in the state of Andhra Pradesh. Now, Disha police station is only one component and element of that. Now, when we talk about women's safety, women's security, we look at it from, again, in an isolated manner, but there is a need to look at it from a holistic manner again. Now, police, as you know, is only one element, one pillar of the criminal justice system. We are the first responders, the initiators of the criminal justice system. If there is a lady, if she has any grievance, or if the lady in the society which needs police attention, police would respond, and thereafter, the police response itself doesn't meet with ends of justice there. So therefore, as part of this Disha initiative, the state of Andhra Pradesh had brought about a series of changes, series of initiatives to look at it in a very holistic manner. So building a police station, building police capacities is one part, one element of that. And then this police station, of course, is very well equipped. It has all that enablers, what requires for a police to respond very quickly. Now we have special teams. It is trained properly. It has got a specialized training. Other logistics that is required, whether it is reaching the location. We also have a integrated crime scene management mobile vehicle that reaches the scene of offense. In that vehicle itself, you can examine the victim in an isolated and confidential manner. The vehicle would also have all other requisites, the tools that is required for collection of evidence, including scientific evidence, apart from other material evidences. Then the next would be, rushing that victim to the hospitals. At the hospital also, there's a special arrangement made so that the victims are given not only medical aid, but also collection of that evidence. And we also have laid a yardstick of 7 days to complete the investigation. Initially, there were a lot of skepticism around these 7 days. How can one possibly complete the investigation within 7 days? But then, surely it's a kind of a timeline or a milestone that has been placed to challenge the police towards quick investigations and completing the investigation. We'll be surprised to know that we were able to charge as many as 471 cases within 7 days in the last 1 year, and about 1,551 cases of crime against women and children. They have been charged within the span of 15 days, 2 weeks. So it is possible. Now, when you talk about the timelines, generally as per the CRPC, any crime we have to complete the investigation within 3 months, 90 days. And under the Prevention of Atrocities Act, it's 60 days is the timeline which has been framed. But we were looking at a timeline of 7 days. I mean, of course, it's very challenging. The Disha Act has not come. It is still doing rounds between state government and the government of India. But still, nevertheless, from the police point of view, investigation, that is one. Then we have also created forensic capacities to make sure that the DNA reporting, as well as not only genetics, but also the digital evidence that is required. DNA report to be given within 48 hours, so that we try to meet with these timelines. And going beyond the first vertical of police, the next is the special prosecution. Special public prosecutors have been also appointed for every district. And then, of course, the judicial system, there are special courts to try women cases of crime against women has been also being instituted to make sure that all the verticals of the criminal justice system are enabled towards quick delivery of justice. So within the police again, there are part of the Disha initiative. There are many other technological innovations that we brought about to create an enabling atmosphere and the whole ecosystem as such. Now, for example, we have the Disha application, Disha app. Now, this is an app which is again, we have about 13 lakh downloads so far. It's one of the largest numbers when we talk about apps for women's safety. This app has many built-in features, including an SOS mechanism where you have to just shake it 3 times. And then a 10-second clip of voice in the video clipping will also land at the control room. And from the control room again, response, very quick response. So we have a special command and control for wherever this thing lands at the back end. And at the front end, we have police response mechanisms on the ground, whether it's Disha patrol or other regular patrol. We are clocking 5 minutes response time in urban areas and about 10 minutes in rural areas. And that's again global standards. Now, police reaching wherever the call is made from is important. It may be just in 2-wheelers. It may not be a full police capacities, but then nevertheless, police reaching the scene within 5 minutes and 10 minutes is also, it's again, it's of global standards. That is one. We also have many other mechanisms whereby there's women victims that can reach the police. Apart from these applications, we also have Cyber Mitra that is again addressed very specifically for women in need, which has got a WhatsApp number. We have 4S for you. That is another platform, a social media platform, where the woman can reach the police and seek the police services. So likewise, cutting across many multiple platforms, we have made provision to see that anybody in times of need, they can reach us. Not only reaching in times of need, but also preparing, the target group towards not only awareness, orientation, but also taking precaution for the safety, and also to reach out to others. So we also have designed many outreach programs. Now we have something called Mahila Mitra program, which is also ongoing at every police station level. We have these groups who would work towards, again, identifying in the mapping of the vulnerable areas where there are women safety issues, and then we would address them individually and collectively. Now, these Mahila Mitra groups also with interface with various NGOs and other organizations, involve them, and then bring these issues and matters to the police and seek the police intervention towards those areas where we have mapped. We are also reaching out to all educational institutions, colleges and schools where we have sizable component of women colleges and institutions, special programs, outreach programs for those as well. So essentially, it is in a very cohesive, integrated manner that we need to really address a particular issue. So thereby, the system gets institutionalized. And once it gets institutionalized, along with it comes the sustainability aspect of it, which often challenges the police, as Mr. Prakash Singh had just mentioned. So in this initiatives, we were fortunate to have our support from our government. And then there has been a multidisciplinary, multi-departmental also engagement in that. We had the Women and Child Welfare Department associating with the police. We had other departments also, the health department also coming together with the police. And we also have integrated many other initiatives. Now we have the Government of India initiative like this one-stop center. Now we have also integrated that one-stop center into this Disha, part of the Disha initiative program. So whereby all these initiatives, ongoing initiatives also brought under the singular umbrella and the program. So thereby it also improves the efficiency. It also improves our effectiveness. It also improves our what do you call accountability, and then transparency. Eventually, citizens can get better services. I would not like to, because of paucity of time, talk about many other initiatives. There's one of those best practices, part of that initiative I would like to just highlight is Police Seva app. Now, this Police Seva app offers 87 police services for the citizens. Now, this app, sitting at wherever they are, they can access the police service. Now, very often, one of the key elements which a citizen faces whenever he or she requires police attention is going to a police station. Now, going to a police station is always an experience which still not very encouraging, or let's say inviting for any citizen of our country. So in that kind of a scenario that prevails, of course, we are making a lot of changes towards that, but not stopping at that. This application offers all possible services which a citizen can expect or a citizen demands from the police. Now, one single attribute or feature of this app, which I just like to highlight, is FIR download. One can download, one can view the FIR through this app. Now, just for an appreciation with regards to what is the kind of service this singular app is offering, this app was launched on 1st of October 2020 by our Honorable CM, and till date, as many as 264,799 FIRs have been viewed or downloaded. I mean, I just repeat, 264,799 in a span of 5.5 months. Now, we all know how difficult it is to get a copy of an FIR from a police station. Now, this is the kind of ease that we are able to offer to a citizen. You talk about empowerment of citizens in our democratic system, democratic society. Now, this is an example of the kind of innovation, the kind of change that we have been able to bring about. Of course, the significance of it may not be understood by all, but I think we as policemen and informed citizens of this country, we can appreciate and understand what kind of an impact it really creates. So all this cumulatively, as we go along, would surely help us to bring in that kind of change and transformation that our Mr. Prakash Singh was a long-time crusader to bring in change and transformation in police was speaking about. I know that there is a need, a quantum need for institutional support for the police to change and transform. And that is not really where we see a very happy situation. Most of the police forces across the country look towards the government of India, particularly for various grants and various support. May it be the modernization, police modernization schemes, or may it be the security-related expenditure, etc., etc. Because most of the state state governments do not really feel that the kind of priority that needs with regards to security, with regards to safety, with regards to law and order, vis-a-vis, of course, welfare, social welfare and development. I may also be permitted to mention the kind of impact that we have created by bringing in these kind of technological innovations in our functioning. Just a few. Now, we have seen a very speedy investigation and disposal of cases. About 85% of our cases reported annually in 2020 were the investigations have been completed. We have increased the conviction rate to 64%. The national average is 38, but more than that, what we were a couple of years ago, but today it stands at 64%. We are also profiling and tracking criminals. About 8.2 lakh of them we are doing, and we have used technology to even track and locate OV criminals. I mean, we talk about very conventional policing, but then we are using technology in those domains as well. Like OV criminals, over 980, we are just using technology. Missing persons, purely using technology, about 11,440 have been traced. Or unidentified dead bodies within the state. Last year, about 32 of them have been traced using technology. So these are the examples. Likewise, if you look at completion of investigation, I mentioned about as many as 1,551 cases crime against women, which we have completed investigation in less than 15 days. Likewise, if you look at the average crime against women, we were able to complete the investigation charge sheet in 53 days in 2020, bringing it down from 119 days in 2018. I mean, that's the kind of impact that we were able to create. When you talk about crime against, SC/ST or implementation of Prevention of Atrocities Act, the Act envisages a timeline of 60 days. But in 2020, we were able to average 50 days completion of investigation. So, and the rate of laying of charge sheets, if you see at the end of the year, we were able to charge sheet as many as 75.63% of the cases which are reported during the year. So thereby, the accumulative pendency, the load of the previous cases also stands reduced. And we are also proud to mention that under the investigation tracking system for sexual offences, which is, being tracked by the NCRB, for the year 2021, we stand at 98%. So these are the impacts that we have been able to really create to bring in change and transformation. And I'm sure that it does take time for the citizens to feel the change. But definitely we are working towards that, and in a very systematic and sustained manner. And I really thank the FICCI for giving us this acknowledgement It will really help us, particularly AP Police, as Madam Javiwar just mentioned, that post-division, it has been very difficult for the state of Andhra Pradesh because we left all our capacities, our institutional capacities in Hyderabad, and we are starting afresh. It was something like, a government in exile. So we had to start from scratch. Yeah, even today, we have to really build our police academy. It's all functioning from a makeshift kind of a situation. But nevertheless, using technology, we were able to really make a great headway, bringing the change and transformation. So thank you very much once again for giving me this opportunity to present our case. Thank you.
Thank you, Gautam. I'm glad after hearing you that the jury sitting in Delhi and going through all the awards was able to pinpoint on Andhra Pradesh as the state we selected this year for giving for the best police force. You have given a large number, you have demonstrated what a large number of initiatives you all have been able to take in Andhra Pradesh, which is really heartening. I trust you that you will take things forward and your police force and your team will continue to do well. Thank you so much for being with us and giving such a detailed presentation of what you have been able to achieve in such a short time. Thank you very much.